Alrighty, folks, I'm back again. This time I wanted to do an unboxing. I'm assuming everybody probably has one of these by now. I'm kind of late to the game on a video on this because I started my channel using the technology I have. Well, I want to go live on Facebook. I want to go live on some other things. I want to be able to record in front of me, possibly record from the side, have multiple angles, have multiple things. So I got a webcam. So I figured let's do a simple unboxing, if I can get it open. There we go. It's just a simple webcam stand. So the one I got came with the nice little stand. And a webcam. I can click onto a monitor. You can set it there, has the stand to hold it, angles, has USB, plus has a little mounting stand. Because when I do my live, I'm planning for a live in October, and I was kind of hoping to do something on the operating system where maybe I need to have a camera on the computer itself because I want you all to see me. And I'm planning to do a live, so it's got to be dedicated to a computer. Or I could technically do it on here out. But I wanted to show everybody the basics of what comes in the box of a webcam. A lot of them don't have the tripod. A lot of them are just the webcam. One of the features you want to look at is the refresh rate, the frame rate. Is it 1080, 460, widescreen? One of the key things that you probably really want to look at is if it's got the privacy shutter. Privacy shutter is so in case someone hacks into your computer and tries to watch your camera, they can basically hear you, but they can't see you. They can't actually see what you're doing. So they can't record you. Now, if you have a laptop and you have some of these other devices that have cameras on them, cell phones, tablets, a lot of them do not have the shutter feature. So if someone gets into that device and starts to watch your camera, they can watch anything you're doing in that room, maybe things you don't want people to see. So I wanted to bring up that factor. There's other ways that some people have removed the drivers and the apps and all of these type of things, but malware and other things that can get in your computer can add software so people can use your cameras. A lot of cameras have a light. You can watch videos, you can watch the hackers, they'll show you things. Well, they can turn on your camera and not turn on that light to know you know it's live. These are security concerns. These are big security concerns. Things that everybody should know, everybody should be aware of, every home user should be aware of. Especially nowadays with all this COVID and everybody working from home, everybody went out and bought these things and hooked them up and all of this stuff. Biggest and easiest way to resolve that security concern, unplug it when you're not using it. That way you know for sure nobody can breach this. That's the tip I'd give when it comes to this. But for this, I wanted to do a simple unboxing and an education. Because I don't want people to go, that is cool, I want to go buy that, go buy it, hook it up, and not be aware of the pros and cons. I watch these review videos. I watch a lot of things where they review the product, but they don't tell you the pros and cons of you having this. So that's why I brought up that security concern. Make sure it's got a shutter. Make sure when you have the camera, it's got a mic. Not every camera has a mic. I remember in the old days when you bought a Wi-Fi camera, it was a camera. There was no mic on there. You had to buy an additional mic. There were two separate features, two separate audio settings and everything, video and audio settings. At some point they started adding them, but you also want to check at the quality of that. Because there's good quality, there's bad quality, there's a whole mixture of things that can go on. But, of course, I've done a ton of security videos. You can go back and see. I've touched on a lot of security. So, I don't want to leave security out. Security is an important factor that I really don't see anybody talk about when they talk about the reviews. That may be something you want to look at researching more of, is the security of these. But from this standpoint, this is what I got. This is the unboxing. Doesn't need an additional power cord. Doesn't need anything. It's just a simple video camera. But, like I said, I got the one that had the tripod. Why? I don't know. I thought it'd be more needed because I can put that anywhere I want without physically setting it down on the counter. I can adjust it, I can angle it, because if I have to fix it to a certain location, it might be more difficult for me to do what I need to do if I have it stuck to a certain location and I can't move it. So that's something that you might want to consider too. Because if you have a tablet and you have a computer or you have a laptop and you go to trainings, you go to business functions, you go other places where you take your tablet or your computer, not your laptop, and you leave your computer at home where you might be moving this from one to the other, you might need to set up a scenario like this. If you're in a hotel room, you might set your laptop up and put the camera over here so that if you're typing something or doing something or legal paperwork that they can't really see it, you have an angle that is better for you, that you can face someone and do what you need to without it being physically right above you. So these are some of the factors that I want to point out. Of course, you can take this and put it on a light rod and all kinds of stuff. You can move it around and you can use it on camera tripods, anything you want. So that's a factor you want to look at. Maybe you're into wildlife recording or anything like that where you're doing it locally around your property, or you're doing it from your laptop and you're taking this somewhere and you're doing waterfall scenes, or you're doing, anything that you might want to do where you could capture a picture or do whatever you want without using a camera or a phone. I wouldn't know why you wouldn't want to use a camera or a phone, but some people, this is what they do. I'm sure you probably already know all about this. But maybe you're someone who's interested in doing it, but you don't have the information. This is a good head start for you. This is a good informational so that you can go off of this and learn more. So I know I've gone on pretty long for an unboxing, but like I said, I'm not paid by the company, the sponsorship, none of that. This is something I personally bought for the future of this channel, and I wanted to show it because there might be other people out there that are considering doing the same thing I do right now. Just starting a YouTube channel, starting some of these things. And a lot of these things will go through. You can find videos on how you start a YouTube channel. Oh, you just go out and buy this. Or you just go out and buy a light. You just go out and buy this. You just go out and buy that. Well, they don't get into too much detail. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to sell you a course. Oh, sign up for $5,000 and I'll tell you how to do everything and make money. Yeah, you make money because you're charging me $5,000 to tell me how to do it. I don't want to be that way. I want people to be aware of what's out there. Because, again, if you don't know where the technology came from, you don't know where you're headed. Been saying that for a long time. This is webcam. Went through a little bit of what webcams used to be when I first saw them. When I first had them, they were a webcam. They didn't have mics. They didn't have all this stuff. They weren't 4K. They weren't HD. They weren't, 8K. Now you have 8K. You have all these resolutions out there that people want to use. If you're interested in that, you might be able to find something in the quality or range you want. But that's why I'm doing this video as a simple unboxing and an informational on this. Because, yes, this is not an 8K. This is not a 4K. This is basically a 1080 with good audio, with good refresh rate, pixel rates, and all of those type of things. That's what I'm looking for. I know there's a lot of people out there that are moving up to 8K quality picture. I don't believe I need a 4K or 8K picture to show you a webcam. I'm happy with you being able to see it, understand it, see what it looks like, front, back, underneath, to see that I'm the person that's actually telling you this and it's not someone else's video that I'm re-showing. So, this is what I wanted to cover for this video. This one's a little short, but there's not much for an unboxing. Most of these cameras, you plug them in. The drivers, especially with Windows nowadays, are there. If not, you may have to head to the manufacturer's website, download the drivers, and the drivers will be you have to install those drivers to use the camera. And then you can do whatever you want. You can record, you can stream, you can do whatever you want. You want to go to like meetings online, you want to do other things, you have to set those applications to use this device and the audio device you choose. And you can go to meetings. You have recording apps or programs on your computer, same thing, you set them for the device and all of that. You start recording, basically the same as you would on your phone. I'm sure everybody does that on their phones, and you move on. So, wanted to do a simple video because some people at home might not even understand this technology. I know I went over the drivers and I went over a lot of this stuff pretty quick, but it has to be quick because there's so many different programs, so many different applications, so many different things that are all completely different settings that I can't go there and show you this is how you do it in this, because when you open up a different program or that program gets updated or there's a different version, those all might change. All those settings, where they're at, how they're done, all those will change. When it goes to 8K, 4K, 1080, 360, whatever the ratios are that those programs are able to broadcast on, MPEG, MPEG 2, MPEG 4, is it VGA or is it, whatever formats it wants to use, that all of these factors come in different. So I didn't want to go too much into those details, but those are simple enough that once you get to the point, you load that in and you get it working, it's pretty simple. If not, email me, leave a comment down below. Make sure you hit the bell, hit the subscribe, all of those fun things so you can get the updates on all the other videos that are coming. Because, like I said, I got a lot of information. Got a lot of information up here I want to get out. I want people to know. A lot of these things are simple things, but a lot of people have probably already tried to figure this out that didn't know this, that we're in business because of the pandemic. A lot of people that did this probably didn't look at the security features, what the security vulnerabilities are. So as the business person, even as the home user, you got to remember the security. So I wanted to touch on that because these are things, ever since all these riots and protests and all these other things where people broke into things and did all kinds of things, went through my mind. What if they installed malware? What if they installed this? What if they did that? Maybe they took this or did that, or, did all kinds of snooping stuff. That the security you want to review. You want to review your security on that. You have shutters on it. Is the camera enabled? Is the camera disabled? What apps are, especially Windows, what apps are enabled to use that device? There's settings in Windows that you can set to what can use that device. Hopefully I'll get into some of that Windows stuff here soon. That's probably around October range is when I'm hoping to get into some of that. So stick around, keep up. Of course, here I go, more security. But security is important. Don't want to leave that out. I see a lot of videos that tell you about their devices, but they leave out, I think, the most critical information. Alrighty, folks, I'm going to wrap it up and end this video. I hope it was a lot of information, a lot of stuff you need to know, that I answered all your questions. If not, I'm sure there'll be more videos coming out. As you can tell, I've already mentioned more security stuff I'll be doing. So keep an eye out. Hit the subscribe and the bell so it notifies you when I update. And most of my stuff I'm setting as so you can see the preview or premiere dates of when this stuff will be available. I'm trying not to hide stuff. I'm trying to make sure everybody's aware of what is coming up, how all these things fit together. So let me wrap this one up with that. Thank you.